Hello, everyone, and welcome. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation in English and suddenly your mind goes completely blank? You know the word, it's right on the tip of your tongue, but it just won't come out. If this happens to you, please don't worry. You are not alone, and it doesn't mean your English is bad. It is a completely normal part of learning a language. Today, I am going to share 10 incredibly easy, practical tips to help you remember words instantly and speak English with absolute confidence. Let's dive right in. Tip number 1 is to think in English. Many students translate sentences from their native language into English in their heads. When you do this, your brain has to work twice as hard, which slows you down. Instead, try to skip the translation step. Start small. When you look out the window, don't think of the word for sun in your language. Simply say to yourself, "The sun is bright." Train your brain to connect English words directly to reality. Tip number 2 is to use simple words. You don't need a massive vocabulary to be a great communicator. If you forget a complex word, don't stop talking, just use a simpler alternative. If you forget the word delicious, just say very tasty. If you forget the word huge, just say very big. The goal of speaking is to keep going, not to be a walking dictionary. Tips number 3 and 4 are daily habits and context. Tip number 3 is to speak every single day. Language is a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. Talk to a friend, talk to your pets, or simply talk to yourself. A great exercise is to stand in front of a mirror for just 2 minutes every day and speak about a simple topic like what you ate for breakfast or your plans for tomorrow. Speak slowly, speak clearly, and build that muscle memory. Tip number 4 is to learn words in full sentences and not in isolation. When you open a vocabulary list and just memorize single words, your brain doesn't know how to store them. Instead of just memorizing the word beautiful, memorize the phrase, "The sky is beautiful today." When you store full sentences, your brain can retrieve them effortlessly during a real conversation. Tips number 5 and 6 are strategic input. Tip number 5 is to use physical or digital flashcards. Flashcards are highly effective for active recall. Write the English word on the front and either its meaning or a simple drawing on the back. You don't need to spend hours on this. Just review your cards for 5 minutes every morning with your coffee. This small, consistent habit yields massive results. Tip number 6 is to immerse yourself by watching and listening in English daily. Your brain is a sponge. It learns through constant exposure. Watch English videos with subtitles or listen to English podcasts while you commute or clean the house. When you hear the same words repeated in different contexts by different speakers, your brain locks them into your long-term memory. Tips number 7 and 8 are activation and mindset. Tip number 7 is to repeat and actively use new vocabulary words. When you encounter a new vocabulary word, don't just read it and turn the page. Say it out loud 5 times. Then immediately try to create 3 different sentences using it. For example, if you learn the word exciting, you could say, "This movie is exciting," "My new job is exciting," or "Learning English is exciting." By using it creatively, you tell your brain, "Hey, this word is important, don't delete it." Tip number 8 is above all else to stay calm. When you panic because you forgot a word, your brain releases stress hormones that literally block your memory. If you forget a word, take a deep breath, relax, smile, and explain it another way. If you forget the word umbrella, just say, "Oh, that thing we hold over our heads when it rains." People will understand you perfectly. Remember, speaking a language is about connection and communication, not about being perfect. Tips number 9 and 10 are writing and visuals. Tip number 9 is to write things down. Writing acts as a bridge between listening and speaking. Keep a tiny notebook or a digital memo on your phone and write just 1 or 2 sentences every single day. Write about your feelings, a goal, or a summary of your afternoon. The physical act of writing forces your brain to search for words systematically, making them much easier to find later when you speak. Finally, tip number 10 is connect words with vivid images. Humans are deeply visual creatures. Our brains are wired to remember pictures far better than text. Instead of memorizing a list of nouns, look around your room and point at things. Look at a chair and say chair. Look at an apple and say apple. Create a direct neurological link between the physical object and the English word. If you practice these 10 simple habits, I promise you that the blank mind feeling will begin to disappear and words will start flowing naturally. But now I want to hear from you. Which of these 10 tips are you going to try first today? Let me know, practice your English in the comments, and let's keep learning together. Thank you so much for your time, and happy speaking.